We thought it was just another late-night road trip until we saw her. A woman barefoot standing alone on the highway at midnight, but when we tried to escape, she was already waiting for us ahead. We'd been driving for hours through that endless night, the kind of deep darkness that seems to press against your windows, that makes your headlights feel weak and insignificant. The trees lining the road stood like silent sentinels, their branches clawing at the sky. We should have known something was wrong when the animals went quiet, when the crickets stopped chirping, when even the wind seemed to hold its breath. The first warning came when the GPS flickered and died. Then the radio began picking up something other than music. At first it was just static, the kind that prickles the hairs on your neck. But then between the white noise, we heard it. Whispers. Not quite words, but something trying to form them. Something mimicking human speech without understanding how. Jake reached to turn it off, but the static only grew louder, more insistent, until suddenly, silence. A silence so complete it felt like the world had stopped breathing. That's when we saw her for the first time. A figure in white standing perfectly still at the edge of the road, not walking, not hitchhiking, just waiting. The headlights illuminated her in flashes as we approached, revealing details that made my stomach twist. The way her bare feet sank into the mud, though it hadn't rained in weeks. The unnatural stillness of her hair despite the breeze. The dress that might have been white once, but now hung in tatters, stained with something dark that glistened in the moonlight. As we drew closer, she lifted her head slowly, mechanically, like a puppet being pulled by invisible strings. That's when we saw the smile. Oh God, that smile. It spread across her face like a crack in porcelain, stretching far beyond where a human mouth should end. Drive, I whispered, my voice strangled with terror. Drive now. Jake slammed the accelerator, and for a moment I thought we'd escaped. Then I made the mistake of looking back. She wasn't where we'd left her. She was running, not like a person runs. Her limbs moved all wrong, jerking and twisting at impossible angles, her body lurching forward with terrifying speed. And she was gaining on us. Even as the speedometer climbed, she kept pace effortlessly, that horrible smile never wavering. Then suddenly she was ahead of us. Just standing there in the middle of the road, arms outstretched like she was welcoming us home. The car filled with the stench of rotting meat as the temperature plummeted. More breath came out in visible puffs, frosting the windows from the inside. That's when we heard the first tap on the glass. Then another. Then a dozen more, coming from all sides like bony fingers drumming against the metal. The whispers returned, but now they were inside the car with us, slithering into our ears from every direction at once. I can't leave. The voice was wrong. It sounded like multiple people speaking at once, some high, some low, all layered over something else, something wet and guttural.
If you saw the already knowing what I would see. She was in the back seat, not sitting, not like a person.
She was folded into that small space, limbs bent at sickening angles, her head tilted nearly upside down. That smile had grown even wider, splitting her face nearly ear to ear now. And in the gaping maw of her mouth, I saw things moving. Things with too many legs and too many eyes. The last thing I remember is the sound of screaming, my own or Jake's I'll never know, as the car left the road. The world spun in a blur of shattered glass and twisted metal before everything went black. We woke at dawn to birdsong and sunlight. The car was totaled, wrapped around a tree deep in the woods. For months afterward, we tried to convince ourselves it had been a shared hallucination. The product of exhaustion and bad coffee. Then Jake sent me the dashcam footage. The video shows everything just as I remember. The empty road, the sudden appearance of the woman, her impossible movements. But there's something else too, something we didn't see that night. In the moments before the crash, as we're screaming and the car is spinning out of control, The camera catches a glimpse of the backseat. She's still there, watching us, smiling. And in the very last frame, just before the footage cuts out, her hand reaches slowly toward the camera. Not a human hand. We never found the car after it was towed. The impound lot claims they never received it. Sometimes late at night when the world is too quiet, I think I hear an engine idling outside my window. I tell myself it's just my imagination. But last night I woke to the sound of tapping on my bedroom window, slow, deliberate. And when I looked, I saw something pale pressed against the glass. Something smiling, so if you're driving alone tonight, if your radio starts picking up strange frequencies, if your GPS takes you down a road that doesn't look quite right, turn around, go home, lock your doors, go home. Because some roads shouldn't be traveled after dark. And some things that stand by the roadside. They're waiting for you to stop, and once you do, you'll never leave.